Hey everyone, Tanya aka Tandal here, and today I have a new work in progress to share with you. This piece will be done in my unique colored pencil technique where I use a layer of oil pastel underneath the colored pencil, and this is pretty much just the first steps of my process. So let's get started. With all of my pieces, first I always sketch something out in mechanical pencil because you don't have to sharpen it, so I prefer mechanical pencils for just sketches. Usually with this technique I outline my drawings in either black ink or black colored pencil, but in this case I decided to try something a little different, and that was just to keep the graphite instead. So that's why I spent a little bit extra time on the sketch, refining the edges and trying to make all of the lines pretty clean so that it didn't smear too much whenever I apply the oil pastel. That's usually why I use either the colored pencil or pen. Those don't smudge too bad. Well, if you use the right ones anyway. Yeah, I decided to switch the hair up there a little bit. It was getting on my nerves. I did not like it how I put it the first way. And you probably notice I draw a lot of stretched ears, and it's because I have stretched ears, so it's like something that's pretty normal for me. I've had them for like 15 years, so I'm tattling on my age here. I really enjoy drawing side profiles, especially of women. Back in art school when I was going, I used to do feminist art, and well, living in Oklahoma, the market was very difficult because of such a conservative area. And what my art entailed was kind of risque. So anyway, this is oil pastel. I have decided to just, in recent years I've decided anyway, just to add white or use white oil pastel instead of multicolor like I used to. I used to correspond my oil pastel with the colors that I was going to be using on top, but it was a little bit more time consuming to lay those out, and also it left gaps of uncovered paper, and those were always harder to blend than the ones that had oil pastel underneath. And as you can see, this is the messy part. This is where I'm literally scraping the oil pastel off of my paper with my colored pencil. It takes a few passes before you get the majority up, and this is just the basic layout. Here we go with blocking in colors. I usually lay them out, and then after I'm done laying out my color scheme, I go back in and I bold them in, very blocky at first, just to get a solid color down. Initially I was just going to do purple hair with like a greenish blue streak through it, but I ended up sending the sketch to one of my friends who's also an artist, and she suggested rainbow hair. And considering I was going to put drops of rain in her hair, it kind of fit a little bit better, so I went with the rainbow instead. Anyway, after I block in the colors, I go back in and try to do some quick blending to like make it not so blocky. I just blend with the colors I'm using, just kind of overlap them and make them merge together a little bit better. And this is just very, very, very rough blending. You'll see later on in future videos of how crazy I get with blending. It takes forever, but I absolutely love it. I love the effect I get from it, and it relaxes me, so I choose to go all bonkers with it. Alright, here I'm finding the outline again. And I'm using dark purple for this. Usually I use a black to outline, but in this case I wanted to try something a little bit different. And I decided to use a bunch of different weird colors for shading. I think it's henna, lilac, and muted turquoise that I decided to use, just kind of to reflect the hair and stuff. And anyway, after a quick rough blend of of the face, that's it for my first steps of my colored pencil process. If you want to see how this one goes, I'm going to be uploading work in progress videos literally as I'm working on it, probably in 5-hour segments. I'll shorten them down to 5 or 10 minute clips, so it'll seem like I'm drawing really, really fast, but in actuality I get very little done at a time, even within 5 hours, because I just spend so much time blending. But if you're interested in seeing how it turns out, stay tuned, and I will try to upload one of these a week. The kids start school soon, so hopefully I'll be even more inclined to get those out. I've just been dying to draw. So anyway, thanks for joining me today, and I hope you'll come back to watch another video of this piece. I have decided to call it After the Rain, and that'll make more sense later on. Anyway, as always, remember, don't stop creating, everyone.